Okay, now let's take care of the second part of our tutorial. We are going to create the MCP server. We start by creating the package.json with all the required dependencies for our project. We are going to install these dependencies, create git ignore, and the .env file storing our environment. And the git ignore must include this .env file, otherwise we might expose by accident our private key, client ID, and client secret, and we don't want that. We are going to also manage the config file to read all of this information, read all of our environments that will be used to generate our token, create a utils.js with methods to create the assertion and to generate the token, and any utilities that can be shared across all the tools for our server, and also the index.js file inside this tools folder. This tools folder will be the folder used to store all of the tools that we are going to create. Tools to connect with data management API and with issues API. In the end, we are going to create a server.js file that configure all of these logic to create our server using the model context protocol SDK and also the standard input output method for transportation. Okay. In the end, with all of that created, we can then start the MCP Inspector using our browser. And with this MCP Inspector, we are able to connect with our MCP server and then also list all of the tools. At first, there will be no tool available, but once we start adding more tools, this is the best way for us to experiment and check if everything was addressed, was created properly. So let's go ahead. First things first, I'm going to use cursor and let me close this. So let me open a new window. And in this new window, I'm going to open a project. I'm going to store my project in here. Let me create a new folder and the name of this folder. I'm gonna name it just like my project name. Select folder. And inside there, first thing we need to do is create our package.json. So let's go ahead, new file, package.json, and the content of this file is gonna be the name of our project, the version 001, only the patch version, the patch version, type module, private, and all of our dependencies. These two first ones are SDK maintained by Autodesk. So now, currently, we have a team dedicated to maintain and create all of the required SDKs. So if you go over npm and look for APS SDK, you can have an idea. Let me go through author. You can have an idea of all the official SDKs maintained by the Autodesk team, by our official team. We have one team supporting all of those. You can submit requests, you can submit changes to these SDKs. If you find any issue, you can communicate with us through our GitHub repo. And the idea is that with time, we have more coverage over all of our Autodesk platforms, all of the Autodesk Platform Services APIs. So if you are using Node.js to connect with data management, model derivative, webhooks, OSS, which is part of model derivative of data management, sorry, ACC account admin, authentication, and issues as an example, you can leverage that and this will make your development a lot easier. We have those for Node.js and we also have SDKs for .NET. Next one will be Java should be available soon. Or if you are viewing this video after this date, which is November, it might be already available. So keep in mind that we have this SDK officially maintained and they are reliable and production ready for your applications, for you to build your own applications. Beyond that, we also have the Model Context Protocol SDK, which with features functions to help us create our MCP server, to help us manage the connections, the transportation, and create our functions. We are going to use .env for storing and reading our environment variables. We're going to store environment variables in a .env file, and this library is the one used to read this information from that file. JSON Web Token to manage our assertion for exchanging a token using secure service account, and Zod is basically to manage input to validate our schema. When we specify one function that is going to be used as a tool, we need to specify description, and the description is the natural language instruction that our client is going to use to connect with the proper function. And we also need to specify the input variables. If it is optional, if it is enforced, if it is string, and all of that is made easier using this library. Okay. After that, we just run npm install in our terminal. So let me open a new terminal here and run npm install. This will download all of the dependencies for this specific project. Awesome. We have our modules, our package.json. Now we are going to create the git ignore file. This is very important because once you commit your changes to GitHub, for example, you don't want to share neither your models, there is no need for that. You don't want to share your .env because you store all of your credentials in there. And you also don't want to share your private key. Okay, so let's do this. We now need to create our .env file with all of our variables. So let's go ahead, new file, .env. This file will be just like this one over here. And in this file, I need to replace with my client ID. I have my client ID right here. My client secret. Over here as well. My secure service account ID is over here. My key ID. My key ID is over here. Let me see if I just copy this. It works. No. Let me copy from here. And the absolute path to my private key. So before doing that, let me move my private key to this place, to this folder. Let me open the downloads folder here as well. So moving my private key over here. And now I can right click on a Windows, holding Shift, copy as path, and I paste it right here. So now I have the absolute path to my private key. I have all my credentials stored in my .env file. My private key is here as well. And with this git ignore file, I'm not going to share my .env and the private key. I just believe you need to commit first, ignoring the first commit should ignore these two files. And then after that, once you commit the git ignore file, then you can send the second commit, push the second commit to your GitHub repo. Okay. Now let's create the configuration module. This is the module that's going to read our our environments from the .env file. So let's create this config.js, new file config.js, and then we copy and paste the content from our tutorial. This is very similar to the tutorials that we have. We are doing a verification if we have the client ID, client secret, SSA ID, SSA key ID, SSA key path, using .env to read that from our .env file and exporting all of the required information. We also have some shared logic that's going to be used by all MCP tools. In this case, we have the logic for generating the token using the token endpoint. We are using version 2 right now, currently. We also have the logic to create the assertion using the algorithm RS256 to sign our private key and generate a WT, and then later on exchange this JWT for a token. We have here specification of our scopes. Let me check. The scopes are here. Yes, we have under this underscore scopes. Yeah, and in the constructor, we can specify the scopes required for our tasks. At the end, we are going to export two classes. One is the two clients, the data management client to connect with data management API, and the issues client. Both of these clients are taking advantage of our SDK. One SDK for data management and one SDK for the issues API. Without those, you need to manage each one of the endpoints by using either fetch or any other library. So we are making it easier for you. It will be a lot easier if you leverage our SDKs. So let's go ahead, create the utils file, new file, utils.js, and copy and paste the content from our tutorial. Now that we have our utils, let's create a folder to store all of the tools required. For organization purposes, we are going to store everything inside this folder. So let's go ahead and create the tools folder, new folder tools. And inside this folder, we are going to create the index.js file. At first, it will be empty because we are not adding the tools right now. But in the next session, next part of this tutorial, we'll start implementing the tools. And at the end, last but not least, let's create the server.js that's going to store all the logic to create our MCP server. And this goes inside in the root folder. So let's create a new file, server.js, copy and paste the content from our tutorial. As you can see, we are leveraging the Model Context Protocol SDK for creating the server, standard IO server transport method also from that SDK, and we are importing the tools from the index.js. As of now, we have nothing, but in the next session, we are going to add those. We are going to create the first MCP server with this name, and then once that is created, we can then connect using our clients. Next step, we can try this out. we can start, as we don't have anything to test against any tool, we can start by testing with the inspector. So we just need to copy and paste this command to start the inspector in our terminal. And with that, it should open our browser. Yeah, it opened our browser. And now we need to specify the proper transport type, in this case, standard IO. And if you click connect, wait, where is it? Yeah, here. Oh, it is missing. Yeah, it is missing the argument. Command is Node.js. And the argument server.js. Now we can connect. And now we are connected. Okay. And with that, we make sure that our server is working properly. In the next session, we are going to take care of the first tools to retrieve the project's folder contents and issues.